how I create the illustration and animations in the Cinter style. And so I thought rather than trying to describe it with a bunch of hand puppets and things like that, I just walk you through my latest illustration animation of fly fishing here that I created this past week. So let's take a look. Here's the clip. Get the golden hour, fly fisherman, just a 2-frame animation, like it was shot on a 35mm on the Gallatin River. And then we have a close-up detail of a rainbow trout going for the elk hair dry fly with some splash effects. The way that I start all of my illustrations, from the back, I go with a solid back color fill. We have a couple of the background of the fly fisherman and build the outline, and I build mid-tones and then highlights. So if you squint your eyes, you can kind of find out where the edge of the highlights are, and I paint those in on the top to give the last amount of detail. Same thing for close-up of the fly. I wanted to make that a lot larger and more detailed. Same technique with the rainbow trout. I use 4 different Goro custom brushes to do the painting. On the landscapes, I often like to start in the background with the clouds, highlights, shadows and contrast, the water surface and the trees as different layers, so they don't want to animate them, they have some parallax. And I found it helps to actually be creating the layers as separate parts in Photoshop, so I don't have to composite those later. And compositing means separating out so we have different planes. So we're using the technique that Disney Studios used in the 30s, using a multi-plane camera. Flat layers of artwork, like pieces of paper, animated in 3-dimensional space. So that gives that really nice depth of field in the final result. Looking through the right lens, you will see them composite together, and your mind puts the scene together, but it gives that sense of depth. The last things I'll go through and add would be like a lens flare effect to help just give atmospheric depth. Sometimes we'll add some particles or other things. Animated sequence, like the jumping and splashing of the fish, that'll be a multi-framed animation that we put in the context of the overall scene. Those are the basic elements that I use to create all of the animated artwork. I like to start off as really high resolution illustrations and paintings. Oftentimes I'll draw with line art, like here on the Montana State Rivers map. I'll really get the structure of an image with pencil and paper, drawing in the line art, and then I'll come in Photoshop and paint the separate layers to give more detail. I do this at a high resolution so that they can be printed onto canvases, printed in magazines. I have the artwork already composited, ready to animate in 2.5D in Adobe After Effects. It helps create a lot of different deliverables with just one process that I'm really excited about, to bring this to market and kind of see what sort of things that we can create to help people with their products and their launches. So anyway, that's a little bit of the process on how I go about creating in this new/old technique. New tools, it's a technique that's been around a long time, but I found it's one that's really fitting with my interest and style, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Happy trails.